Good morning, everyone. I wanted to show you how amazing the vegetable garden is looking this morning. Today is June 30th, I think. It's Monday morning, I know that for sure. But everything is looking really beautiful. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. I got up early today, and I thought I'd come out here and just have a few quiet moments before the kids and the husband woke up. So it's really super peaceful out here right now. Here are a couple of my cucumbers. They're doing great. These are called Tokyo Green, and they're really delicious. I got them off of Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds online. It's rareseed.com. Amazing cucumbers. These are definitely my favorite. I'm also growing some muncher cucumbers so I can do some pickling. Those are good too, but these are just better eaten fresh. I like the taste a lot better. I've also been getting so many of these that I've been pickling them as well. But they are, I mean, this thing is loaded down. I planted a whole bunch of seeds at the base of the arbor. And I mean, you gotta do some searching. But there it is. There's one I need to cut this morning. And here's O'Malley. Good morning. The kitties love to be out here with me. Yes, they do. Yeah. Here's some tomatoes that are doing really great. They're just taking forever to ripen up. That one's starting. But my goodness, it's taking a long time to get those ripe. Same thing at the other end of the vegetable garden. But I've got some zinnias here. I think these are called double salmon. They're really gorgeous. I mean, I've got them kind of planted all throughout the vegetable patch. And there's another couple of big cucumbers down in here I wanted to show you that I'm gonna cut today. Isn't that awesome? I love it. There's actually a few actually. There's another one right there. And then there might be another one down in here. Maybe not. Oh, there's one. It's not quite ready though. But look at, I know you're gonna follow me around this morning, aren't you? The pathway is almost completely taken up by cucumbers. Look at this, how awesome. I love planting zinnias mixed in with the vegetables because it's just so pretty. And you know, I'm a flower girl, I like flowers. Here's some calendula. I actually have been picking the blooms and drying the petals, and I'm gonna use them in some oil to make a calendula oil, which is good for scrapes or burns or bug bites or anything that your skin may need. Look at that cucumber. Oh my gosh, it's awesome. I love how it's just like hanging there. And this is really doing well, growing all the way up to the top. This side, I think I need to fertilize it a little bit more, or maybe just because it's a different variety, the leaves are a little bit lighter. Well, I thought it was a different variety. Maybe I planted two different types of seeds. I thought I planted the munchers here, but there's obviously a Tokyo Green. They're kind of intermixed with each other. I really need to come on through here, and these are my green beans. I have pretty much picked them over. I don't know if this type reseeds, or excuse me, not reseeds, but continuous blooms for more green beans. So I might have to rip these out and then start a new crop. But look at this over here, guys. Look at this nasturtium. In my 14 plus years of gardening, I have never been able to grow this stuff. And it is just like bountiful this year. I mean, it's taking up the whole pathway, which is awesome. I've always dreamed of being able to grow this stuff because, not sure if many of you have seen Monet's garden, but I've seen the pictures where in Monet's garden on that main drag, they plant nasturtiums on each side and it literally grows into the center of the pathway and completely takes it over, and it's so beautiful. So just to have like even a little patch of that just brings me joy. And this one's called Cherry Rose. So it's a very beautiful pink bloom, like a cherry pink. And I love it. And you can use this in salads. You can eat the flowers and you can eat the green part as well, the leaves. Over here I've got some beets growing. Those are doing well. I'm not sure when I'm gonna harvest those. I probably need to feed them. Well, there's a pretty big one back there, but I probably need to feed them a little bit more. Try and get them a little bit bigger. This is my bed of cilantro, which has gone to seed, and I'm just gonna let it go and hopefully harvest some coriander from it. And then there's my dill next to the cilantro. Isn't that beautiful? Also gonna let this go to seed and hopefully be able to harvest some of that. Let's see if I can get through here. And here is my little flower house, my sunflower house. It's looking amazing. I love all the sunflowers. Still need to get a sign for it. I think I might get a little fold-out chair and just sit here and just sit in quiet and look at the beautiful flowers and have a little bit of quiet time and a little bit of time of prayer and just enjoy this beautiful creation. I absolutely love it. And of course, I forget which varieties I planted. I planted a bunch of different types. I think these down here are called teddy bear. And these were all grown from seed. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? These sunflowers are actually bought from Proven Winners. These are those sun credible sunflowers, which I think they have grown beautifully. They give it enough height to have the lower sunflowers, and then they get the mid size, and then you get the taller ones. And then all the zinnias to boot. I probably need to come and cut some of the zinnias so they'll start blooming a little bit more. But it's been hard to, I just like to leave them so I can enjoy the blooms out here. But you gotta cut them in order to get more to come. And they're starting to fall over a little bit. We've had some heavy rains. So I probably need to cut some of these back, and that way more sides will grow up. Whoops, I'm trying to fix this one. The rain has done a number on them. So in here, I've got another little zinnia, and then I've got cucumbers and 2 different types of cucumbers, and then tomatoes that actually reseeded from the ones that I had planted here last year. They just came up on their own, and I figured, you know what, I'll just let them go, and they're actually fruiting pretty well, just waiting for them to get red. On this side, I've got, let's see if I can find one. I just cut a bunch the other day. But this one is called Dragon's Egg cucumber. It's another heirloom variety from Baker Creek. There's one. It looks like a little dragon's egg. Isn't that cute? and they taste really good. And I've been pickling some of those as well. And down in here, there's some more muncher cucumbers. I think I see one. Yeah, right there. There was some spinach in this bed that's gone to seed. And now it's kind of been taken over by the cucumbers and basil and some more volunteer tomatoes. So this one's just kind of a mishmash. Here is my feverfew that is blooming beautifully. Feverfew is an herb that is can be used medicinally. I'm learning about it, but from what I remember, I think it can help with headaches. I don't know, you would think since it says feverfew, maybe it would help with fevers. Maybe it does, I just can't remember if it does or not. But it really is beautiful, and I thought it would be nice to put it at the front of the vegetable bed here, just to give some pretty flowers, and maybe one day I'll harness its medicinal powers as I learn more about it. Here are some jalapenos, and I've got a lot of peppers that are doing their thing. First time I've ever grown peppers, and they're doing awesome. Look at that. I can't remember what this one is called. What is it? I gotta find the tag. Anaheim. Anaheim pepper. Pretty cool, huh? It's got a lot of peppers on here, actually. Oops. And my daughter planted all the peppers. I say she's done a great job. And there's a ton of peppers in here, but again, they just haven't turned red yet. I'm assuming it takes a while because I have been very patient through the whole process. And here's my tomato patch. Oh my goodness. Look at that. I believe that one is, it's hard to say. They've all kind of like jumbled up together now. But I've got Mr. Stripey, Red Brandywine, and Beefmaster. So they're kind of like gotten to the point where they're completely intermingled with each other. Yeah, Brandywine Red. Hopefully that's a Brandywine Red. I don't know. I'll find out when it ripens, I guess. But yeah, it's like a big tomato jungle in there. Here's a huge Beefmaster. Look at the size of that. I mean, it's huge. Still waiting. I feel like it's been several weeks and it hasn't turned green. I mean, excuse me, red. I'm like, come on. Gardening is a lesson in patience, if you don't know that yet. There's another tomato back in there. I did not expect them to do so well. Last year they did terribly, so the fact that this is going on is pretty awesome, and I'm pretty amazed by it. Oh, I have to show you my pears. Look at my pears. I'm so excited about this one. Always wanted to grow pears. This one looks like something happened to it, but it's still got a decent shape. For second year in the ground, I think this is pretty darn awesome. Look at that. There's a few more up here. No plums this year. Hopefully next year will be better. Oh gosh, I didn't even notice this. There's Japanese beetles eating the leaves. Ugh. The roses aren't enough for you, huh, buddies? You're not my buddy, though. Oh, bummer. I didn't even notice that till now. So yeah, the plums have not really, they've grown a lot, but they haven't done any blooming. Here's my figs. There are some figs on here, but just a few. Nothing to shout home about, but I know that this will eventually get huge and bear a ton of fruit because my dad planted a fig tree in my childhood home, and that thing got massive and produced a ton of fruit. In fact, usually at the end of summer or midsummer, whenever, I forget when the fig blooms, but he always brings me a big bag full of figs because I love to eat them fresh. So I appreciate that he shares the fruit with me. This one is all nice new growth, so that's gonna look good. Hopefully bear fruit next year. And here are my peach trees. Oh my gosh, just in the past few days, they've gotten huge. Look at this. These are a little bit smaller, but oh my gosh, they're so heavy. I probably should have picked a couple off. But look at this. They've gotten a lot bigger since I came out here last. There's a ton of peaches back in here. This one is called, what is it? Georgia Belle, I think. This branch is like really loaded down. So yeah, that's the vegetable garden this morning. Oops, let's focus a little bit. I did plant some more sunflower seeds, so I've got some more blooms later in the summer, because I know those sunflowers aren't gonna last forever like that. And my roses are kind of like in their lull point. I really need to come out here and prune them. Some of them have already started to take off on the longer branches here. Some new growth. The Shasta daisies are looking great. It's a big old mess back here with all these weeds, but I'm not the neatest of gardeners. It's just too much to try and make it all look perfect. Like, I love Laura from Garden Answer, but my goodness, there's no way I could achieve a perfect yard like she has. So I'm a little bit more forgiving with nature. Look how pretty that is. This rose has not stopped blooming. It just keeps going on and on. This is Pompanella. I'm like amazed by this one. It just does not quit, which is pretty awesome because most of my roses will bloom early, mid-spring. For Georgia, that is. It really is early spring for most people. But most of my roses bloom out and then they kind of either grow or do a lull in the middle of summer because it's usually so hot and humid. So the fact that this one is still going, that is pretty awesome. I am amazed by that. Oh, I love it. So pretty. I'll get another kind of flush of blooms in, well, they kind of putter out throughout the summer, and then when it starts to cool off a little bit, then they come back to life again. And I guess that's just what happens in the South. I've never lived anywhere else, so I don't know what it's like up north, if they just continuously beautifully bloom all season long or whatnot. So that's just my experience here. But anyway, everything's still looking good here. We've been getting a lot of rain, so thankfully I haven't had to come out here and do a ton of watering. The dahlias are about to bloom. Getting close to that point. I need to come out here and stake them in the pots. But everything is looking good right now. Oh, I gotta show you the hydrangeas. They're looking so pretty right now. With all the rain we've been having, they've kind of fallen to the ground a bit, but that's pretty typical. This one is the original Endless Summer. All these over here are original Endless Summer as well. But look at these colors, aren't they beautiful? I love the two-toned colors. All the different shades, like the ombre shades of pink and purple and blue. Look at this one. This one's really cool. That one is awesome. Probably should come out here and cut some of those and put them in a vase before they get destroyed. Those are some more Endless Summer hydrangeas, and then I think there's a White Wedding back in there. Look at these guys. Look at how big the Limelight hydrangeas have gotten. They're just starting to bloom. I'm so excited about these. They're gonna be really beautiful. And I'm just gonna let them go. I'm not gonna prune them back. I would like for them to get big because it's gonna be beautiful to have all these white blooms next to the pool. I'm super excited about that. Now over here, we've got the Big Daddy hydrangeas. These have finally bloomed out. These things have not bloomed in like almost 3 years, and I could not figure out why. So I decided to dump some Max C fertilizer on them, and they finally bloomed. So I'm thinking that may have been the problem. They just didn't have enough fertilizer. There's still kind of a patch here that doesn't have any blooms, but my goodness, at least there's some more up top here. And look at the size of this, y'all. Oh my gosh, look. Isn't that amazing? Get yourself some Max C fertilizer, please. It is not cheap, but oh my gosh, it is so worth it to get all these blooms. Look at that. I mean, I love it. I'm so happy to see all these blooms again. And then look here, this is a bank of, what are they called? Nantucket Blue, that's what they are. Nantucket Blue hydrangeas. And they're taking over. I really probably need to cut them back a little bit because look at my stairway right there. Not much room to get around, but I kind of like that. I like having to brush by the hydrangeas every day. Isn't that beautiful? And there's one lone pink bloom over there. You see that? How they're all blue. And then this one over here is pink. And it's like solid pink. I love how that works. I love how nature throws us surprises. Back here, the phlox is just about ready to bloom. The roses are taking their break. The French rose, that Felicity rose, has grown all the way to the top and is now starting to cover up and make a canopy up top, which has me really excited. That's exactly what I wanted it to do. So I just keep training all the branches upward, and I'm hoping eventually we'll have a nice thick canopy up on top. Oh my goodness, the Japanese beetles are just everywhere. Ugh, eating all the petals. Get off. I don't typically treat my roses with anything. I usually just knock off the Japanese beetles, because down here in the south, they're just an inevitable issue. I just don't like spraying. To me, it's wasting a lot of my time because I've got other things to do. So this really has become a no spray garden, unless there is just something that I just got and it's just not handling itself well. I will come and spray it with that Rose RX spray by Bonide. But other than that, I just kind of let nature do its thing. I need an easy care garden, you know, because of how much I have to take care of. My husband helps a lot, but still, there's only 2 of us, and this is a massive yard. And my kids are starting to help too. They're getting at the age where they can pull weeds, so that has been helpful. But it's just a lot to manage, so I just try to take the easiest road possible on this. Look at these. Dahlias are about to pop out. Oh, let's see if it will focus. No, it doesn't want to work. How about now? Come on. Nope. Well, anyway, those are about to bloom. Oops, sorry, baby. You can't be right under my feet, sweetheart. You can't be right under my feet. I'll step on you on accident. Anybody else have cats that like to hang around your feet and then you trip up on them? There's that variegated lime. Just looking awesome. It's got a ton of new growth on it. And there were some limes on here somewhere, but that's interesting. They've kind of disappeared. It's weird. There was a ton of them on here. Well, I guess they didn't make it. I guess it would rather get bigger first. Here's my sweet Mademoiselle. As you can see, the Japanese beetles just tearing it all up. Yep, see, look at that. Yuck. I tend to just shake them off, or I'll pick the... Ooh, gross. That felt weird in my hand. Yes. O'Malley, eat those beetles. Get them. Get them, buddy. There's something fun for the cats to do. So the citrus trees are doing pretty well. Still a lot of baby blooms on here. Orange tree is doing fantastic. Tons of oranges this year. And these should produce, like, they shouldn't fall off. I think they'll stay for good. But look at that. I am so excited about those. And the oranges taste delicious. I had one last year and it was like amazing. The kumquat is finally getting some new growth on it. Now I do spray my citrus trees if there's something going on with them, because, you know, I only have one variety of each and I want them to do well. So I will spray those a little bit more regularly than my roses. I have so many roses that I can't make sure they all look perfect all year long. It just doesn't happen. This is the Meyer lemon. I need to come in and weed it some. There's a little baby Meyer lemon. And then here's the Mexican lime. Doing well. I'm sorry if the screen keeps going fuzzy on you. The iPhone Pro is not really good about readjusting its focus when going from, you know, up close to far away. But yeah, that's what's going on around here. Nice and quiet morning. I'm gonna go harvest some of those cucumbers. Hope y'all are doing well through this crazy summer. I'm doing my best to keep the TV off and just enjoy where I am in my life. And I hope you are doing the same thing to keep yourself sane, right? With all the craziness that is going on. By no means should I don't think that you shouldn't be informed. I mean, I want to be informed as well, but we don't want outside situations to take over our lives, you know, some things that are out of our control, meaning, so we've got to protect our inner temple, protect our mind, protect our hearts, and remember that God's in control and everything's gonna be okay. And it's all gonna work out. And I think that we are going through a spiritual awakening. I've heard a lot of people say we're going through a spiritual awakening. And I think that's true, because we're rooting out a lot of ugly stuff that has been okay for a long time. And now society is saying it's not okay anymore. It's not okay. So good things are to come, I believe. And it's all going to work out. So hope y'all have a great day. And one of these days I'll get that rose care video to you. We have been super busy and with my kids going to camp, and they had a great time at camp and everything. But yeah, I'll eventually get to it, I hope. So I try to give you a little bit of tips here and there while I'm showing you around the garden and how it looks and everything. And I hope that will suffice for now. All right, y'all take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.